All right, this is about as early as I can get it. The new hero Vendetta has dropped the new gameplay trailer 4 minutes ago. I've actually not seen this trailer, but I can now say I have played this hero before. Who would have thought? And I can give you my thoughts and what I remember versus what is being shown here and if things have changed, and a little mini hero breakdown based on what we see in this new hero trailer. So let's begin. So before anybody says anything, she is a DPS hero, not a tank. I know it goes a little bit out of order, but what do we have? A gladiator? Oh my god, wait, I'm gonna shut up here. Vendetta. But wait, that's a sick. Isn't this Seymour from Simpsons where he says pathetic? I'm not sure if that's a reference to that. Slash, projectile fires out. A block. A spin. A slam. Wu Yang's like, I got the better slam. Or do I? Whoop-om! In the arena versus Junker Queen. Dodged! I actually still think she got hit by the AoE though. That's the ultimate. Oh my god. Close enough. Welcome back, Earthshatter. That was sick. December 9th. Okay, we got all her abilities revealed in this trailer. I really enjoyed the backstory too. If you're watching this channel and you have no idea what I'm talking about, this was released 3 days ago. The cinematic was pretty good, but this trailer has a lot to unpack. So here we go. All right, so let's break it down here. So first thing you need to see down here is that this is the first ever melee damage hero. With her Palatine Fang, greatsword in hand, and along with her lightning fast mobility, Vendetta dominates close range encounters with raw power and unparalleled precision. Dash in and demolish your foes with Whirlwind Dash, Soaring Slice, and Projected Edge, all while building attack and movement speed through her Onslaught passive. When you're ready to deliver the final blow, her Sundering Blade, her ultimate, deals severe damage to enemies directly in front of you. Claim your vengeance as Vendetta for a limited time hero trial. So this is going to be next Wednesday, November 26th. You guys can play her up until December 1st for 5 days, and then see what the future holds with our newest hero when she officially arrives in Season 20 on December 9th. And after you finish playing her, wait 1 week or 8 days, and then you can play her fully. And hopefully they buff her, nerf, and adjust her as needed, see if there's any big bugs. So let's break down this trailer on her abilities, because guess what? All we have for today, while we wait, is an ability list, which isn't a bad thing, of course. Her weapon is called Palatine Fang, so that's what it is, her greatsword. So it's a hard-like greatsword, combo swings to end with a destructive overhead slash. So in the trailer, you saw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the swings, right? Warding stance, that's the block. Block with your sword, reducing frontal damage and deflecting melee attacks. Blocking damage depletes energy, so she has an energy-based system. Obviously, you can't see it in the trailer because you don't actually have a first-person POV of all the UI stuff, but if she builds energy, I guess similar to Zarya. So this is a reduction of frontal damage specifically. So I guess when the projectiles come out like this, not a true 100% block like having a shield like Ryan or Brig or anything, but it might reduce it by 70%, 80%. People have been calling blocks like this block slop for tanks when you have Ramattra, Doom, and Hazard blocking things and being super unkillable. But this is a melee DPS hero, the first of the melee range DPS archetype. I know people were wanting like a DPS tank, so Ryan has somebody else that you can pick. Tank mains can pick somebody else besides Ryan. Support mains can pick somebody else besides besides Brig. But I think this hero is just ready to go. Melee DPS archetype, and they wanted to just release it now. And it's kind of out of order from what Blizzard has been doing with their traditional order. Was a tank release, then DPS, then support in that order. But they never said they want to adhere to that order permanently. But I understand the tank player's frustration because she looks really cool and could fit into the tank archetype. But more block slop, like just play Hazard. I think it's cool that the DPS has this. And I think it's important she actually is able to block stuff in the front because you can see how fast like a Rhine or a Brig falls over if they don't flash their shield or they swing at a really bad time. So if your Vendetta in the game is just swinging at a really bad time, she will die literally immediately without that. Now I know it says deflecting melee attacks. That's important because I think in this trailer here, and when we were watching it at first, I saw the Genji blade swing right here. So you can time it so as soon as Genji goes for his, like this counts as a melee swing. You can block this. It looks like it's a full null of the blade swing. Now for her abilities. Soaring Slice. Hurl your sword in the direction you are facing and then fly to it. You throw your sword, press it again, and then you fly to it. This is exactly like Joker Queen's April Fool's mode where she threw her jagged knife or Gracie and then she flies to it. Maybe that was a little tester to see how that ability would work in Overwatch, right? That's really cool. You can also use it to escape if you get booped off the map, or if there's ultimates coming in, like Queen ulting here, throw your sword, fly to it to dodge it. Although in this specific clip, she 100% got antied. She 100% got hit by this ultimate. All right, next, Whirlwind Dash. Rush forward into a circular slash. Gives her mobility. This is mobility and Soaring Slice is mobility. This is a two-parter though. You need time to throw the sword away, but imagine your sword's already out and then you use Whirlwind Dash to dash one way and then you activate Soaring Slice to dash again. So this one's just the circular spin, which is right after blocking here. Dash, and then you get the spin. Although I will say if the sword is out, like if you throw the sword away and then you use Whirlwind Dash, I'm actually not sure what happens. I did play this hero like, you know, a while ago when I tested it. I'm allowed to say that now. She is very different in the sense that like I played a very early iteration of her where there was a lot of placeholders for both the ability names and like all the stuff that it functions. I do remember the Soaring Slice, like it's called dashing to it and stuff, and the projected edge, which we'll talk about in a moment, but everything else, like my memory eludes me. So what you like, all I remember was that she was really cool and that's it. Everything else here is pretty new to me as well. It's a big refresher. Okay, so cool. We have Soaring Slice, Whirlwind Dash. Next ability is Projected Edge. Available while warding stance is active. Consume energy to fire a wide projectile. So this gives us a little bit more information. Remember how I said there's energy? Probably when you block, maybe you have it's not like a Zarya where you have to build up energy. Maybe you just have like an energy resource, kind of like Diva Matrix. And then when you block, you consume it. So it drains it like Matrix. And then if you choose not to use your block and you don't need it, you can just consume your energy immediately to fire that projectile that we saw earlier at a target. I don't know if this is full energy consumption or maybe you just need like a little bit of energy and you get it, or maybe it's scales linearly or maybe not linearly with how much energy you consume to determine the amount of damage the Projected Edge does. Don't know. We'll find out later. All right, and now her passive is the final one called Onslaught. Strike enemies to increase movement and attack speed. So I would assume the more people you slice, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the more you consistently swing, you start going a lot faster. A lot like Blade in Marvel Rivals in that sense. And then obviously her dash and circle spin reminds me a lot of Magic, apart from the blocking projectile and flying to your sword thing. Now onto the perks, her minor level 2 perks. We have Siphoning Strike. So the overhead strike specifically gains 30% lifesteal. So it's a 1-2. Every third hit will give you 30% lifesteal versus Relentless, the other minor perk, where Onslaught can now stack 3 more times, increasing attack speed by 5% and movement speed by 4% per stack. So if you feel like they don't have that much CC to stop you from non-stop swinging, you definitely take Relentless. This is Rhine's perk or Rhine's item that you buy in Stadium, right? Or remember that mode, that temporary LTM mode we had a couple of months ago? Ryan had this exact thing where the more times he was swinging, the faster he goes. So this isn't anything new. This also just tells me that every time they do these like fun April Fool modes or LTM modes with wacky new abilities, they're probably all little mini tests to see if it would work on another hero. Okay, now for her major perks, we have Swift Vengeance. So last player to land a killing blow on you if you die. So if you get killed, becomes a target. Eliminate that specific target afterwards to gain 125 overhealth and reset cooldowns. Wow. I wouldn't take this perk if you're having a perfect game though. If you're 15-0, like what's the point of Swift Vengeance? So this is, I mean, obviously in a realistic game of Overwatch, everybody dies at least some point, but me personally, I wouldn't take this because I never die. Our other major perk is a Raging Storm. Whirlwind Dash continues to spin, hitting 3 more times for 40 damage. I guess 40 damage 3 times in a wider area. So the Whirlwind Spin, we saw that earlier. I don't think they demonstrated the perk specifically. This looks like the base Whirlwind Dash. It locks you in the animation longer because it hits 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. If it were up to me on first impressions, I don't know which minor perk I would take. Relentless is a comp specific thing, but Siphoning Strike seems pretty safe to get 1, 2, 3 and then leave, dash out. If you're unsure on the enemy comp, take Siphoning Strike. If you look at their comp and they literally have no CC, no Cassie, no hinder nades or anything, definitely take Relentless. Swift Vengeance is a bit RNG based. Like if the person, what if the person kills you is like someone that's really hard to kill, like a Pharah? Realistically, not very good to take because it'd be very, like, I know you can fly to the Pharah with Soaring Slice, but that has to be like the perfect scenario. It seems like Raging Storm is safer and Siphoning Strike is safer, and then Relentless and Swift Vengeance are game dependent. And that's it for Vendetta's ability kit. Hopefully this breakdown was decent and easy to follow. I'm excited for this hero and hopefully you guys are too. When the hero drops next week for the hero trial, maybe even right now if you see anything, if you have any Mythbusters or questions with their interactions and how it may potentially work, just leave them in the comments as well. We do Mythbusters on the main channel. So if you're like, hey, I wonder how her block interacts with this and this and this ability, put it in there. So we have some prompts to go off of. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Enjoy.